The topics we will be covering today include summary of project objectives, our needs and stakeholders, our team capacity, project value, our risk matrix, preliminary financial budget estimation, and our market review. The purpose of the project is to achieve academic excellence by graduating from the Lausanne School of Engineering and to obtain an engineering certification which will lead to a stable job, income, and life. By attending the school, valuable knowledge about one's discipline is attained, so it may be utilized later on in the workforce.
Students are stakeholders because of the fact that the education is applied to them in their future. The primary caretaker of the student is also considered a stakeholder because they're invested in their education by sacrificing time, money, and effort to make sure that the student has sufficient living comfort to succeed in the program and succeed as a student in general. Also, peers could be considered a stakeholder because they're there throughout the majority of the process, if not all of it, and they would be the ones who would be worked with after graduating and working in their respective fields. Investors in the education, such as OSAP, banks, family, are stakeholders due to the fact that they have something to lose if you're unable to complete your education or find a good job, because the longer it takes to pay off the loans, the more they wait for the initial investment to be returned, and that means that they would have less money than they started off with while waiting.
So looking at our responsibility matrix chart, we decided to give everyone a specific task. Starters, Eric was assigned as project leader due to his great leadership skills. Thus, he's in charge of the overview of the project. Me, I'm the time schedule manager. Due to my great organizational skills, I'm able to see the deadlines and keep everyone focused on their task. Oliver, he is the video editor. We gave him this role because, out of all of us, he's the most artistic and creative. Harness is the research leader. Thus, he's in charge of research on different stakeholders and values behind engineering. Dan's part of income management. Because of his great mathematical skills, he's in charge of organizing the budget and finding out each cost factor in the budget estimation phase. Lastly, Kyle is part of risk analysis. Because of his very cautious nature, and he's very critical, he's able to see a lot of counter arguments in terms of our plan, and create a lot of counter arguments as well. He can give multiple solutions to the project, which can revive the project and create a better project.
Here's our risk matrix. Risk matrices are used in risk assessment to define the level of risk. For this video, we're going to be focusing on the high effect column of the risk matrix. An unlikely event that has high effect would be OSAP rejecting applications for funds. This would severely impact your progress in paying for tuition and all that. However, OSAP rarely rejects applications for funds, therefore it's a moderate risk. Neither likely or unlikely event to occur that has a high effect on their progression would be not getting a co-op placement or lack of experience once graduated. This obviously is because once you graduate, you want to look for a job, and if you don't have any experience, it's going to be very hard to find a job. So this is more of a severe risk, I'd say. A likely event to occur that has a high effect is the inability to succeed or grasp all concepts in pivotal classes. For example, if you don't know how to derive or integrate after calculus, so many other classes use those two concepts in a variety of ways, and you need those to be able to progress and to be able to graduate. So this would be a severe risk.
Our numbers will be based on a student which is domestic, lives at home, and takes a TTC. Our cash info chart is broken down into 5 different parts: OSAP, RESP, scholarships, summer jobs, and co-op. Our main two sources of income are OSAP and co-op. So OSAP covers tuition, which is about $13,000 a year. If you take that times 4, this comes up to about $52,000. Co-op, assuming we take a 12-month work session and get paid around $20 an hour, can make up to $42,000. If we take everything added all together, our cash inflow comes up to about $120,000. Our cash outflow chart is also broken down into 5 different parts: tuition, transportation, food, OSAP repayments, and textbooks. Tuition and OSAP repayments are our two highest payments. So tuition is about $13,000, so after 4 years, it comes up to about $52,000. OSAP, assuming that $26,000 is our loan, and it takes us 114 months to pay it back, at an average interest rate of 3.5%, we have to pay back $34,000. Depending on the type of student, food and transportation will increase, such as if a student lived on res or took the go bus. In our case, our cash outflow is $96,000. If we take our cash inflow and match our cash outflow, we get a net profit of $25,000.
Now, how do we engineers at Lausanne improve our own engineering skills? Firstly, seminars and workshops. Many seminars and workshops are held in the Lausanne building specifically for engineers, and it kind of opens our mind to various engineering-related business around the world. It's kind of an exclusive learning experience. Secondly, clubs. Clubs are also an amazing way to start off how to work in teams. It can teach you multiple leadership skills, which can help in your future, in your engineering career. Internet. Access to the internet is a learning opportunity for anyone to study anything, anywhere. Being as it's lower costing than high-level research using all these machines and stuff, you can do the same type of research as regular or high-level professors. Libraries are always a reliable source, as books may date hundreds of years back, are ancient records, and can mean more than any new information that we have today. Contests such as hackathon are also a great way to devise new ways and strategies to create or renew already developed techniques. Traveling. This is the most important part. Engineers have to understand that to grow in their careers and as individuals, they have to get out into the world and mix it up. Experience life, experience developing relationships, and yes, experience being uncomfortable. Traveling introduces a lot of uncertainty, and uncertainty has its way of making most people uncomfortable. Now, exiting that comfort zone is a necessity for growth as a person and a professional.